Okay, go to Torah, Parshas Eikev, second column, about 15 lines in the end of the page. Okay, so the Alter Rebbe was asking that the whole union of the the whole union of the man is a level completely higher. That is the level of Moshe Rabbeinu. The level of Bittul is higher than the level of Teu and Tikkun, and he says that's why that your forefathers didn't understand the concept of the man. Okay, so he says it the second column like this. Therefore, concerning the man, it says that your forefathers didn't know. Why didn't the forefathers of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov know about the man? Because that's Chesed, Gvura, that's Silas, Eiris, Bekelim. Because the Avis, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov is Chesed, Gvura, and Tiferes of Atzilas. So that level is Tikkun. The man is even higher than Tehu. If the man comes from a level higher than Tehu, how in the world is Tikkun supposed to understand what the man is? And then he has the brackets. Okay, 5 lines to the end of the page. L'chein Moshe taken Berchas Azon. B'shah sheyered Amon. Therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu was the one that established the brach of Azon as Sa'ilam. At the time the man fell, Ki Amon nimshach mechinas Chachma Stima, because the man comes from the level of Chachma, which is Makar Shema. The level of Chachma, which we learned, is the level of Koyach Ma. Okay? Now, the source of Chachma, which is Koyach Ma, Bittul, is what's called Chachma Stima. Chachma Stima is a level of Chachma of Kesed, or really it's even higher than Kesed. It's a level of Chachma which is concealed. Now, the concealed level of Chachma is the source for the revealed level of Chachma, obviously. Now, the revealed level of Chachma is Koyach Ma. Like it says by the one, Ki lo yadu mahu. They didn't understand because it came from the level of Ma, the level of Bittul. Now, Moshe Rabbeinu instituted the bracha Bazon because Chachma Stima Zal B'chinas Moshe Rabbeinu, which is Nachnu Ma, Shu B'chinas Bittul Amiti. In the level of Yichudei Ilah, Moshe Rabbeinu is in the level of the highest level of Yichudei Ilah. What does Yichudei Ilah mean? Ein Eid Mulvadeh. That there is nothing but Hashem, which is the ultimate level of Bittul. And he explains, L'chein hoya kfat peh. We know Moshe Rabbeinu had a problem with his speech, right? Speech impaired. That's what it says. So Chassidus explains why was Moshe Rabbeinu has to be perfect. Why was Moshe Rabbeinu had this blemish, so to speak, of kvad peh? So the Alter Rebbe explains because peh, mouth, is the level of gilui. Moshe Rabbeinu was a level of stima. Moshe Rabbeinu was a concealed level of elokus, the level of mat, the level of bittul, on the highest levels. So therefore he says, he was kvad peh, because peh hainu b'chinas gilui v'amshacha, which is a level of yesh, legabe habittul de Moshe. Because Dibur is Gilui, Dibur creates the world, Dibur is already something that leaves the person, speech leaves you, so it has already to do with worlds, which is the level of Tikkun. So because Moshe Rabbeinu was higher than the level of Dibur, he was Chachma Stima, so therefore he had a problem with his speech. Because or the same thing when we learned, when Moshe Rabbeinu Parsha Ba'alai Yisrael says, what am I supposed to get meat to give all the Jews when they're complaining where's the beef? So Chassidus explained, not God forbid he doubted Hashem. Moshe Rabbeinu said, I'm Chachma of Atzilas and higher. Where in the world do I get meat from? It's not my level. It's lower than me. I can't give something I'm not. Okay. Next page. Therefore, if Moshe Rabbeinu wants to reveal his level, which is the level of Mon and all that, he wants to reveal it, you have to have bracha v'hamshacha, you have to make a bracha. What is bracha? We learned 1,000,000 times. Bracha means bringing it down. Bracha lahamshich, right, to bring down. So Moshe Rabbeinu made a bracha of Hazana Sa'elim about the man, because Moshe Rabbeinu revealed the level of man to the Jewish people. That's why the Medrash says that the three things the Yidden had in the desert, the man, the well, and the clouds, so the man came in the merit of Moshe Rabbeinu. The clouds came in the merit of Aaron. The water came in the merit of Miriam. Okay, why was Moshe Rabbeinu the level of man? Because the other two couldn't bring down man. And then Moshe Rabbeinu, the great Rebbe, explains that what is the definition of a Rebbe? L'cheira, he's not the well, he's not the clouds. Yet when Miriam passed away, he brought back the water. When Aaron passed away, he brought back the clouds, all in the merit of Moshe. L'cheira, how could that be? Because the definition of a Rebbe is whatever needs to get done, he does, whether it's his inyan or not. Whether it's in his job description or not. A Rebbe gets it done. But the man couldn't be in anybody else's chus. Because the man was level of Moshe Rabbeinu. Ma, the level of bit. V'nachnu ma. The man is ki lo yadu mahi. They didn't know it's a level of ma. Ki lo yadu, they couldn't understand it because it's ma, it's a level of bit. What's the bracha Hazana Sa'ilam? Hazana Sa'ilam, Moshe Rabbeinu revealing the level of the man all the way down here. To be mamshech. Because the essence of Ein Sof is higher, obviously, than level Chachmila. Chachmila, Chachma Vatzilas, but that's world already. So Moshe Rabbeinu brought down this level of the man. It's all third person. If you look at the bracha, unlike the second bracha benching, we say Neida L'cha. We thank you. First bracha benching doesn't say you. It says the one that's Hazan Esailam, the one that Betuvai, not Betuvcha. You think I'm talking to Hashem, right? You should say Betuvcha, Chastecha, Atazan. It's all third party. Why? Because it's a level of concealment. You represents Gilui. It's right in front of you. This is the level of Nister. Like we know the difference between Neichach and Nister, second person or third person. The Neichach medaber bam shacham b'chinas mamalu kolam and amades galia. Speech, or now when you say you, you're bringing it down into a level of mamalu kolam. Masha'enk in Loshen Nister is Amshach on the level of Seviv Kol Almin, and that's the Matbeya, the notes of the Birchas Hazan. Therefore, the way they set up the Brach of Zan is Shaykh to the level of Lechem and Hashmayim. So then you see, everything in Torah is so exact. Even to realize that the first bracha is speaking third person. And Neida L'cha, Shenasato, that's second person. Direct. What?
Even in the Parasha, the portion that talks about man is the only portion that Moshe Rabbeinu speaks third person in Eikev.
What do you mean speaks third person?
The same thing that it's not you, is that it's like Hashem.
The level of man, so by the way, this makes a very interesting point. When the Rebbe Marash said that Parnasib is Manna is like the man, that's what he said, right? This is known, the Rebbe quoted that many times. Parnasib nowadays is like the man, meaning it's totally irrational, it comes mamish from Hashem. Sometimes you can be brilliant and make a brilliant deal and you lose all your money. You can make a stupid deal, make all your money. A lot of stupid people have a lot of money. And a lot of smart people are broke. There's nothing to do with brains, or some people know how to cheat better maybe. But the bottom line is, the Rebbe Marash said, Panasib is man is like man min Hashemayim. Based on what the Rebbe is saying over here, what the level of man is It's a remarkable concept that mon parnasa today is like the mon.
Why only today? It wasn't always like this?
I don't know how when he said today in his time, what did today encompass? I don't know.
It's always been like that.
No, Pashas, he means in the time of Golos.
And what is the matbeh that you're talking about here?
No, the matbeh means the text of the bracha. He says, "V'nutza b'chsamazim." Kol matbeh shetova chachamim b'brachas. If you change the text that the chachamim made in the bracha, you're not yetzer. So matbeh means the teva that the chachamim instituted the text of the bracha. Okay, so therefore that.
And everything in Torah falls into place. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, I finished that point. Everything in Torah falls into place, and then everything makes sense. But in order for things to make sense, you got to learn it first.
Very Chassidus.
Well, Chassidus brings the life into it. So Chassidus is the nefesh, neshama of Torah. So yeah, you have to learn Chassidus to understand it. You look like you have a problem.
How about the first minute? All these the sense in the pushka.
All these things has been created by HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Correct.
The only thing is Moshe reveals the man, while other reveals the...
Correct.
These things are already...
The question is, everything comes from Hashem. The question, who brings it down?
Who reveals it?
That's brings it down means reveals it. Yeah.
And what you're saying, if it wasn't because of Moshe, man could not have been revealed.
Correct. Moshe Rabbeinu had to reveal the level of man. Therefore, when Moshe Rabbeinu passed away, there was no man. And it didn't come back in anybody's merit.
Yeshua?
No, there was no man in Yeshua's time.
Yeshua is not a Rebbe. Was not a
Yeshua was the Rebbe, but he was only the moon, not the sun. Moshe Rabbeinu was like, huh?
How could Dibur or Maaseh bring such a high level down?
Because Dibur comes from a higher level than thought does. Why wouldn't you explain something you understand it better? Your thinking should make it understand better. So the whole Ranat, and the Rebbe Rashab explains, because Dibur comes from a higher source than Machshava. And therefore, when you reveal Dibur, it brings down a greater Hamshacha to understand than when this just what Machshava does. So the Hamshacha has to come through the various different places. Everything comes from Hashem, and our job is to bring it down. What's the difference when a tzaddik gives a bracha? Okay, we said, what's the difference? Chassidus explains the difference between bracha and tefillah. What's the difference if somebody davens for you or somebody gives you a bracha? Bracha means to bring down, which means like this. Let's say somebody needs a bracha for parnasa or for children or for whatever, health, whatever. Bracha means to bring it down.
It's already there.
It's there, and you have to bring it down. If it's not there, you can't bring it down. Okay? So you go to a tzaddik for a bracha, that means, let's say up there is destined for parnasa, or children, whatever it may be, yeah? But you don't have the koyach to bring it down, to drag it down, to push it down. So you go to a tzaddik, he's greater, so he's on a higher level, he can just push it down. But if it's not there, as they say in English, it's not in the stars, a bracha is not going to do it. What's tefillah? Tefillah is yehi ratzon. Yehi ratzon means may become the will. Tefillah makes that even if it's not there, it should be there. That's why you really need tefillah and bracha together. Tefillah makes it there and bracha brings it down. So you need both levels. But like he's saying here, the level of bracha, you need to, Moshe Rabbeinu needs to bring down the level of the man, that ultimate level, down here. But it's a level, he's speaking third person. Because that level of third person, that Helem, The level that's too great to be revealed is now being revealed. Now he says in Beis, Yeshua said the bracha about it, but he says Neidulacha. Second person.
Is there a bracha that's a tefillah also? There's both?
We say in davening, Umerei Malko bracha sila. You can have a bracha and tefillah combined, yeah. There isn't l'peil, but you can a tzaddik can do a bracha and tefillah together.
Birkat hamazon is not a bracha and a tefillah?
Then what's a tefillah? It's a thank you to Hashem, it's not a tefillah. We're not asking for anything.
Shemona Esrei?
Shemona Esrei, we're asking, but that's tefillah.
And it's a bracha. That's 18, 19 brachas.
I understand, we say making it a bracha, it should come down, but we're davening it, it should even that become up there. But every bracha is tefillah, and every tefillah is a certain respect is a bracha. But ideally, the two of them together make perfection. Then you get it down. Well, you have cases where people came to the Rebbe for a bracha. I know one particular case, a cousin of mine, didn't have children for a long time, for many years, and they came to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe gave him, he asked for a bracha, the Rebbe gave him a bracha, he said, no, I want a promise. I want a haftacha. Takes chutzpah sometimes, and the Rebbe promised, they had a kid.
How many weeks he asked?
Huh?
You had 5?
Don't know if he had, probably not. Knowing him, he probably didn't. But somebody married my cousin. But the girl, yeah.
How many children?
One. But they have a bunch of grandkids.
It can't be too close to that.
So that's a different thing. A tzaddik can give you a bracha. You know, the famous Torah Tzemach said, somebody came to him, asked for a bracha, he gave him a bracha. Didn't work. So he came back for a refund. If he was Jewish, he probably asked for a refund. So Tzemach Tzedek explained to him, the concept of a bracha is the mashal of rain for a farmer. For a farmer, rain is a very big bracha. But it's only a bracha if you planted the field. You want to get a bracha to win the lottery, you better buy a ticket, because you can get 1,000,000 brachas, it ain't going to work. You're not going to win the lottery if you didn't buy a ticket. You can't say, hey, your bracha didn't work. You didn't buy a ticket, what do you want him to do? So Tzemach Tzedek says, when a person gets a bracha, it has to be a keli. They tell also a story that 2 couples didn't have children, and 2 couples came to the Rebbe to ask for a bracha. And the Rebbe gave them both brachas. One had a baby, one didn't. What was the difference? When the Rebbe gave him a bracha, they went right away and brought a stroller. They right away went and bought the stroller. In other words, to make a keli for the bracha.
So you should buy furniture.
No, you don't buy furniture.
That's the
Before she's pregnant, you could buy it, not after they're pregnant. No, so what's the pshat he bought a stroller? It's not the stroller that did it. The amunah that the bracha for sure is going to happen, and therefore I'm buying a stroller. I'm not wasting money. You know what I mean? Because it's a bracha levatala. So that amunah was the keli for the bracha.